Well, hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Rowland Cup final here, Troy Park in Elkridge, Maryland. Two familiar sides, Christos FC, who need very little introduction, and Ristozi, a side that I don't think I have to make too many introductions for them either. That's the tale of the eminent side in Maryland taking on the new powerhouse, Ristozi, Christos. It's been a new favorite in terms of derby matches here. Ristozi have found a ton of success, winners of the MDV Cup the last several seasons. They were unseated this year in the MDV Cup, but their journey continues here in the Rowland Cup. Christos, they were victorious in the Stewart Cup, have been so many years, and certainly have had a lot of success here in the Rowland Cup, but tonight they will take on this young Ristozi side who are gearing up for an NPSL run. They took on professional side Carolina down in the U.S. Open Cup in the first round. They had a strong first showing, first match, and their first time ever in the historic Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup, finally falling by a score of 4-1, but really strong showing for the DMV. Two amateur sides representing, one of which going through, but I digress. We are back to this Rowland Cup final here at Troy Park on a slightly blustery evening, although it's getting more enjoyable. The sun was out today. It's light wind, probably 40s, 50s, but it is certainly going to heat up down there on the pitch. This is, as we said, a derby match, a rivalry, and will be a lot to play for out there on the pitch. I'm Noah Walker with DMV Sports Media. Make sure to get your predictions in the chat. Let us know what you think the score will be, any players to watch out for, and of course, give us your thoughts. And make sure to hit the like button. Every like helps drive this recommendation in the algorithm so we can get as many viewers for these teams, these players, and this competition. This is, as I said, over, I can't even track how many playings of the Rowland Cup, but it started back in, I believe, 1909. Hey, Fran. Fran, when did the Rowland Cup start? Oh yeah, started World War I. This competition is going back to the first year of World War I, 1914. We are in, let's see, math is hard. That makes it 111 playings. I don't know if there were some years skipped along the way, but it's over 100 years of tradition, 100 years of history, and we are here 2026 in the finals. This is a championship final. Christos, Ristozi, get your predictions in, hit the like button, and if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. We're going to have all the best competitions heating up here in the spring. I am Noah Walker. Get your thoughts in the chat. And we have the walkout, we have the anthem, and we have match kickoff here from Troy Park. Hey, did you guys get a roster? You did? $112, my math is off. Cool. Yeah. Oh yeah. 100. Yeah. It didn't stop for any of those years. Stand corrected. That's the 112th playing of the Cup. I'd have to look into the history. That's 2 world wars, no stoppages in play, and that's a testament to the tournament and what it means to these teams. But it is time for the match walkout, time for the anthem, get those predictions in. Christos will wear their all black kits on the left side of your screen. Of course, Ristozi will wear their orange and white kits. Love to see those unveiled for this year. We will now rise and honor the flag with the playing of our nation's national anthem. Well, the walkout is finished, the anthem played, and it is time for action here in this Rowland Cup final. Two sides, no strangers to one another. They recently squared off in the semifinals of the MDV Cup. Christos coming out with a 1-goal advantage off the back of a Chris Correa goal here at Troy Park. Los Toros, though, went on to have one of their worst performances I've seen in the final against Los Toros this past Sunday, 4-0 at the hands of the Virginia Reston-based side, but they are back for a championship final. Both sides looking for their own form of redemption, and of course, we are going to see that Kyle Saunderson will represent for Christos FC, and of course, the captain, number 10, Bryson Baker, back in the side for Ristozi. Two players who have contributed so much to their respective sides. And it's nice to see Saunderson back in the side. He was absent on Sunday, and certainly his presence was felt, or rather missed, for Christos. Looks like in goal, we are going to have Tanner Kennard, who came up in a big way on Sunday, although he'll certainly want to do better than 4 goals. He'll have Anthony Drakovic, Brendan Beckholder, Brian Graham, Christian Correa, Dan Baxter, David Ugbana, Edison Morera, Eli Belcher, Ethan Belcher, Justin Gielan, Justin Rainey, Kyle Saunderson, Morgan Lucy, Richie Michaels, Spencer Hanks, Stefan Land, and Van Danielson. And of course, in Ristozi's goal will be Liam Keeler. In front of him, he'll have Johnny Andronica, Jacob Green, Francis Meyer, Bryson Baker, Toshi Davis, Ryu Noda, Mateo Munoz, Cho, Clapp, Scheisler, Elshani, Gonzayo, Conde, Javit, and Denholm. And of course, Ristozi will play right to left, wearing their orange tops, white bottoms. Christos, wearing the all-black kits, will play left to right. And we are underway. It's a ball right back to Keeler, who tries to hit the home run Hail Mary pass. It's well dealt with by Rainey, and right back into Ristozi's territory go Christos. Got bodies forward. The offside flag goes just a little bit behind that back line. And it gives Ristozi the respite to reorganize themselves and play out from the back. It looks like Keeler will take the honors this time. Well, Keeler, such a huge part of this NPSL side this past season. We'll clap this one down the field, and now it's ping pong back and forth. Well, that's an error in back pass. Second ball not done much better. Here's the shot, and it is well saved by Keeler. Van, do you mind if I have you off to? All right, cool. Thanks. I have him in the phone, yeah. This one's played low by Keeler. He has Baker now. Looks like Ristozi will settle things down. Dranico will send it right back to Keeler. Everyone getting their touches, putting it on the ground, and finding their comfortability after what may have been a bit of nerves in the start. Here's a low line drive from Keeler. Beautiful connection to, I believe that's Gonzalo. Now out wide. Lucy was back. Second ball falls kindly for Ristozi. Beautiful move across the face of goal. Not far outside of the danger zone. Let's take a look back at this replay, and now it's going to be a throw on the near side, a bit of a consolation prize for Ristozi. This is going to be for Christos. Didn't take any touch on the way through, but Justin Rainey will have this throw all the way in the corner. A really difficult spot to play out of, and Ristozi have bodies stacked up. Down the line it goes. It was Correa trying to find his way out, and now we are going to have a set piece. Janika did well to draw that foul, and it's an opportunity for Ristozi to send in a set piece from the near side. Ricky Schleiser leaves it. That's Schisler. Toshi Davis is going to be the player over the ball. Dove Davis was a huge contributor as well last season and throughout the NPSL. And here comes the delivery from Davis into the danger area. It's low and easily dealt with by Christos. And here comes the combination play. Ray is there, Hanks is there, but so too is this Ristozi back line, really well dealt with by Francis Meyer. Down the line it goes. It's repelled at the expense of another throw. Gielan has found his recipient, Spencer Hanks. Herrera sends it back. Here comes Hanks, looking to find someone at the top of that 18. The intended target looks like was Correa, but no connection to be found, and Ristozi will settle down here in the 4th minute. I don't think we've seen either side at their blistering best just yet, but only a few minutes played. This is another costly turnover in the midfield. Christos have bodies forward. The square ball is right into the waiting hands of Keeler. That's a clever ball out from Keeler, sent back by Gonzalo. And now Ristozi have a bit of space through the midfield. Can they make the most of it? Turned outside by Meyer to the far side. Now the overlapping run has found a bit of space. There's the combination play to the end line and across. The offside flag comes. Well saved by Tanner Kennard, but wouldn't have counted anyways. This flag had already gone, and it will be a set piece coming out for Christos. Welcome to all those who are joining us tonight here on DMV Sports Media, live on YouTube. Make sure to get your thoughts, predictions, and players to watch out for in the chat. Thanks for all those who have hit the like button in order to get us the maximum views on algorithm. If you're here from the YouTube algorithm and have no experience with DMV footy, welcome and strap in. This is certainly a match I will put my word on. I think we're in for a real treat here tonight. Two of the best amateur sides here in the DMV. This is sent down the line. Ooh, bit of a nervy back pass. Keeler read it well. And it didn't have enough pace really, but he got outside of his range, just to outside of his 18 to mop up. Here's Davis. We'll send it all the way back to his colleague, now Meyer. Dernica back to Green. And Green will take his time. Sees a long ball that he likes down that far side, well taken down. And there's Saunderson there. Oh, a pinball, bit of action. Rainey is there to intercede, but could have fallen quite fortunately there for Ristozi. Here's Meyer picking it up inside of Christos territory. And Ristozi will show good patience here, sending it back from Green all the way to Dernica. Davis puts his name in the hat. What a ball. Didn't see anything from my vantage point, but Davis, he saw something and he found that long connection with the narrowest of margins. And Ristozi will have a corner kick to show for their troubles. Take a look at this absolute peach of a ball down the line from Toshi Davis. And it looks like Bryson Baker will bear the responsibility of this set piece. It was Kenny Clapp who was involved in winning this one for Ristozi. Here's Baker's in-swinger with the left foot to the near post, draws a defensive response from Baxter, and rinse repeat. Ristozi will have a second bite at the apple here. There is the in-swinger towards, I believe, that's Gonzalo. And again, Christos have to send it out over the end line for a third corner in a row. Welcome, Fredwa. Good old Fred here putting his support for Christos. The swinger into a dangerous area and is really well dealt with. There is an area that Saunderson absolutely dominates. The aerial presence, like I said, very much missed Sunday. He was there to send away any potential trouble. Tanner Kennard showed his range on Sunday. He's a player who's also strong, coming out and collecting when the ball is there to be won, but that in-swinger was whipped and it would have been difficult for the goalkeeper to make a play. Tanner Kennard will send bodies forward and just open up some space. This one bounces before finally sent forward by Clapp in the direction of Gonzalo, who gets a touch. And Rainey did enough to marshal this one out. Rainey down the line. Sent right back down Jump Street. Now to the end line. Again, Justin Rainey does enough. Shouts for handball. This play will continue. All the way back to Dernica. And there's no connection to be found that time. This will just slowly trickle out over the end line for a goal kick. You saw what the intention was. Just two different ideas about how it might get there. Excuse me, that's Musa Conde, the former Virginia Dream, former Steel Pulse player. I didn't notice him on the roster, but excuse me, no Gonzalo. That is Musa Conde. Good to see him here in this Ristozi side. Certainly quite a player. We've seen some incredible goals, incredible contributions from young Conde, and already today he has made a mark. I think Gonzalo used to wear the number 7. That was what was tripping me up. But in any case, this is sent forward. Not Baxter's best clearance, but he has some help from Saunderson. Now turned upfield by Morera. Spencer Hanks is there as an outlet. Hanks, beautiful connection. Oh, the combination play. Had the smallest of margins, but Christos will have a second chance. We get upfield. Romero will send it back over to Baxter. Back to Saunderson, who's served as the fulcrum here in this back line. Turning over to Hanks. Spencer Hanks sends it across the top of the 18. It's flicked to the far side. Well, that's maybe the moment you want to see your front man have a go himself. It's a clever little flick to get it into what could have potentially been an oncoming overlapping run, but it just wasn't there. Richie Nichols will certainly want that one back. This is sent across midfield. Rainey wins the first one, second one taken down. It's Nichols again, lovely skill from Nichols. And he will send it all the way back to Saunderson. Great to see some of Christos' legends of the last, I'll say 10 or so years. Some of these players have really contributed for a long time. Looking at Baxter, see Graham on the sideline. Onwards we go, the flag comes up, and it will be a set piece. Ristozi looked pretty assured of that outcome. But in addition to those veteran players, we see some of the players of tomorrow, Justin Rainey, Richie Nichols, and several players kind of on the spectrum of age. But Christos, I think, is at a turning point right now, bringing in new players, but still relying on that leadership of the veterans guys who have won so many titles to this side. Ristozi, they tend to be a much more uniform young side, but for a young side, they have just so much maturity in how they manage the game. Well coached by Coach Dylan Shepard. To my knowledge, is the youngest NPSL coach of all time. And certainly the most winning coach. I think he's only 21 years old, or at least was last season. Incredible result, going all the way to nationals. I was not showing anywhere near that level of maturity at 21. I think probably not the only one, but incredible that this team is able to show such leadership without having, the older players who have been around the map to look to. Here is Eddie Baxter on the far side. We'll send this one down the line, flicked on the direction of Nichols. Bryson Baker will take over. He's got Musa Conde in his sights, but instead it is Rainey who wins it first. Here's Green. Turn forward. Oh, lovely cut there from Richie Nichols, who's been good thus far. Maybe should have let that one go a little bit sooner. But Ristozi, can they capitalize? It's a little bit of confusion at first, but well mopped up by Kennard. And Christos are forward. What a turn there from Correa on the near side. Walking the tightrope and cutting inside. Can he get it across? Yes, he can. Now Christos in full swing. There's a player down off the ball. Hanks brings it in. Big golazo there on the far side. What a finish. What a strike. That one taken well by Van Danielson. He didn't need a second invitation. He saw that window open up, and he smashed this one off the top crossbar and in. And here in the 15th minute, Christos have got the go-ahead. There's a player down, but don't believe it wasn't a head injury. Yeah, you see just a tangling of legs off the ball from this angle. Impossible to see any malicious intent. Second. Van Danielson, 9. Again, that was Van Danielson, number 9, picking up the goal for Christos FC here in the 15th minute. We'll see how Ristozi respond. Toshi Davis will send this out wide. Welcome. Random Aussie tuned in all the way from Sydney. Our furthest viewer, Madeline Chapman, our most reliable viewer, tuned in from South Georgia. Welcome, Madeline. And Fredwa, one of our newer regulars here on the channel. It's great to see the gang is all here tonight. Thanks for tuning in, and to all the other 45 or so viewers tuned in right now, thanks for joining us here for this championship final. This one's sent back, and now Hanks has some room to run in front. I got caught in two minds of which decision to make. It's contested here in the midfield. Davis drops back in. Toshi Davis. Waited a little bit too long, and this one falls into the waiting feet of Justin Rainey. Ooh, a rare mistake from the young Rainey. Now it is Musa Kande cutting, looking for a window, bending shot, but it looks like Tanner Kennard had that one lined up all day long. And Christos will take a moment to reorient themselves. Here is a beautiful ball down the line from Kennard. Ooh, small margins. It looked good at first, but just maybe a bit over hit, a little too tall for Hanks. I know, Fred. I see your name. I've just started liking it as Fredwa. But yeah, it's back to Fred. Sometimes I get a little too spicy with the names, either on the roster or how I see them in the chat. Fredwa sounds like a pretty cool name, though, I'm not gonna lie. Randall, I'm waiting on you to put the DMV Sports Media offshore gambling site up. Just kidding, FBI. But seriously, once we get that, I think the viewership will probably grow exponentially. I remember some of those NPSL games that found their way onto the offshore gambling sites. We had well over 7,000 viewers one game, and they all stopped viewing once the game went to overtime because all the bets paid out. But this is amateur soccer. Just confirming there's no gambling, no betting sites. This ball sent right down middle in the direction of Correa. Well dealt with by Green and Dernica. Back to Keeler, and Keeler will send it out wide. Plenty of time for Kenny Clapp to get his bearings and figure out how he wants to attack this Christos side. Good turn from Baker, trying to hit that home run ball. Rainey is again there to deal with this threat ahead of Musa Kande. Down the line we go. Top of the 18. Oh, Schisler's there. And it's still alive. Ricochet is out, and it will be a corner kick. Excuse me, that was... Andres Javit heavily involved in the build-up there, and creating and earning this corner kick. Now it's Bryson Baker with the in-swinger, and Kennard rises above everyone to grab this one. Down the line it goes. There was some consternation. I think Green jumped up with the hands raised in front of Tanner Kennard, stopping the quick counterattack, but onwards we play. This is Ogbana. His man, quick little flick forward from Nichols, doesn't hit pay dirt, and now Ristozi will try find their way down the far side. Good advantage played. It's sent over to Conde. The flag comes up. This one's coming back for the offside. And it will be a set piece coming out. Ristozi, they want the advantage. They want it to come back to the spot of the foul, but because the player played that ball I guess they decided that that was the end of the advantage. So it will be a set piece coming out for Christos after the offside decision. It's great to have you with us, Random Mossy. I hope you'll stick with the DMV Sports Media family all season long. Ooh, this is Jacob Green. Found himself in a bind, but able to deal with the threat. Down the line it goes. This is not mine. Oh, is that from the car? Nope. It looks like we have a stoppage of play, and this is going to be... I missed what was going on. It looks like a drop ball. As I do believe Chris Correa has to step off. There may be either a head injury or some blood. Not sure what our stoppage is, but it does look like we're going to have a drop ball for Ristozi and Jacob Green. Janika over to Green now. Right back to Keeler. And we have found our way right back to this near side for a throw. Schisler sends it in to Meyer. Meyer dispossessed. Here comes Christos. This is Dragicic pushing through the contact. He will get that set piece here in the center of the pitch. Good win from Dragicic. Not a ton of contact, but it is from behind, I believe. So we are going to see this set piece. Richie Nichols will stand over the ball. This is high, should be Keeler. Ooh, Keeler didn't quite get a hand to it, but no harm, no foul. And Ristozi have found a bit of breathing room. It's sent forward for Rainey. Rainey dispossessed. That is a harsh foul there here on the near side. But it did slow down the attack. And we are back underway on the far side. Ristozi trying to exploit this midfield. It's down the line, but that's way too direct into the waiting feet of Tanner Kennard. Back to Kennard we go. That's a rare mistake from Kennard. Over to the far side, Ristozi quickly back in play. Oh, good switch. The turn is blocked. Heroic defending at the last. Now Moussa Kande to the end line. Can he get it across? Moussa Kande still going. Kande keeping his feet. And he looks like it will be a throw here for Ristozi. A couple of switches in the mix here for Christos. Brian Graham and Morgan Lucy will step on. Danny Baxter as well in the mix. 3 changes to keep the tempo high and keep the lead. It's 1-0 off the back of a Van Danielson goal in the 15th minute. Ristozi will have the throw after we make these switches. I think Jacob Green may also be stepping off. Yeah, Jacob Green is off. And it looks like Mateo Munoz is on. Right now it's just Richie Nichols off and Brian Graham on. The other 2 Christos subs will wait for now. There's Schisler all the way back. Manuz getting his first touches on the ball. Clapp has dropped back into that center back role in place of Green, whereas Manuz has slotted into that midfield. Oh, good win. And it will be a foul going against Ristozi here in the central area. Foul, and the card will go to Schisler. Christos have an opportunity to send one forward on the ground. Excuse me, that was Dranica picking up the yellow card, not Schisler. Moretta sends it forward. Didn't really have the elevation required. Ristozi will send it up to Conde. Conde's ball, not exactly what the doctor ordered, and now Christos happy to start back from zero. Big ball from Kennard, almost hitting Brian Graham on the run. Brian Graham looking to make a Hail Mary connection in his first act for Christos since coming on a moment ago. That would have been quite a contribution. A big ball from Kennard. Now Agbana into the midfield. Good drop from Brian Graham. And our goal scorer, Van Danielson, was able to keep possession for Christos here in the 27th minute. Agbana down the line. Not the touch that was required. Ristozi quick on the break. Shot taking. Ooh, that was inches wide. What a strike. And what a moment. That was taken on by Andres Javet. Take a look back at this replay. You'll see just how close this was. Finding the equalizer for Ristozi. I think Christos, looking back at this, won't be super thrilled at the defending, allowing too much space, too much time in that pocket. Beautiful dipping shot. And your goal scorer will come off. Morgan Lucy is on. Danny Baxter is on. And we have a goal kick to come. Kennard the ball. Beautiful kick to find a colleague in the middle. Now forward. Nichols out to Baxter. Danny Baxter looking for a colleague. Almost finding his veteran counterpart, Brian Graham, at the top of the 18, but instead it's cut out by Ristozi. Well worked. Schisler down the line. Dispossessed is Musa Conde. Conde needs to get rid of it. He's found Meyer. Now pinballs around, back to Christos' feet. And Marata takes just a bit of a heavy touch. Excuse me, that was Gielan. Justin Gielan. Right idea, just one heavy touch. Sees it into the waiting feet, waiting hands of Keeler. And now we do have a counterattack on the near side. Ricky Schisler finding the pocket, finding Javet. Had that strike just a moment ago, and this time he sends it over to the far side of the 18. It's flicked, chipped up. I think that was a shot. It was a strike towards goal, but just a little bit high. Let's look back at the replay. Christos plays in the APSL, which has multiple conferences. It's a league that you don't really hear or see exactly a lot of the results, and the schedule always seems to be changing, but they are in the APSL in spring and fall. They also, of course, have a USL2 side, which is separate from the side that's here, although a few of the players you'd expect will at least compete for time and roster spots. I know Tanner Kennard has contributed. Kyle Saunderson is a player who has played USL 2 minutes. I believe Dragicic as well is several of the other players. Brian Graham sending one into an uncomfortable area. Still in the mix, and that is going to be a foul. Just a little overzealous in pursuit was Lucy, but those balls between goalkeeper and back line can be really uncomfortable, especially with players bearing down on your back, and Ristozi certainly happy to have this set piece coming out. This is lumped forward by Keeler. Now down the line. And finally sent all the way back. Ooh, nervy ball. Kennard had to be vigilant, and he was Johnny on the spot with this clearance. Just ahead of Musakande. As a late challenge. Onwards we play. It looks like ref is saying that Meyer got some of the ball. And now it will be a throw on the far side for the boys in black. Christos not wasting any time. Towering throw in the direction of Graham, who flicks it on. Excuse me. Now it's Baxter. Baxter couldn't get it away, but get some help from Morgan Lucy. Lucy broke one line, but then ran out of real estate, and it will be a goal kick to come. This is Schisler. Conde wants the ball. It looks like he's going to get it. He is onside. Can he run this down? Ooh, he has just gone over this near side. Good idea. But Conde inches from connecting on this counterattack. Does look like the man himself, Peter Gonzalo, is set to come in for Ristozi at the next stoppage. Here comes Francis Meyer. Meyer dispossessed. Now will be a throw for Baxter. Elin dispossessed. No clear possession in the middle. Every ball hotly contested, and it will be a handball. There's disappointment from Richie Nichols. Thought he had something cooking, but it's coming back for the handball right at midfield. There's a low line drive. Doesn't clear Baxter. Tronika opting for safety first. And it will be a throw again around midfield. Musakande will step off. And now Peter Gonzalo is on. For Christos, Morera is off. Eli Belcher is on. He had a great performance on Sunday. Ooh, controversy abounds. There's shouts for a handball. Instead, we play on. Here is a chance for Nichols. Second bite at the apple, sent across. Oh, what a block. Now it's in. There is the goal. Beautiful second follow-up. They were repelled not once but twice, but Brian Graham, he would not give up on this one. It is 2-0 for Christos, doubling their tally. Take a look. Great ball across, blocked heroically. Excuse me, that was the second one. Brian Graham, he is a veteran player who knows how to be at the right place at the right time, and it is 2-0 here in the 35th minute. Just about 10 minutes to play plus stoppage, and Christos certainly gotten a strong start. Yeah, it's Brian Graham, number 10. Okay. Don't count out this young Ristozi side. They have a lot of legs. They have already got themselves some good experience, not only just in the NPSL, but against this Christos side. So For a lot of sides, 2-0 against Christos, and you would say game, set, match, but I think there's still a lot of story left to be told, especially since there's a lot of time left, but you have to say Christos is firing on all cylinders at the moment. Good little turn there from Javid, held back by Belcher. The tackle, the second tackle looked okay, but the first pullback was the clear reason for this foul. Take a look back at the replay. Yeah, hands all over Ristozi man, and it's always interesting. I know players get their competitive juices flowing, but sometimes you see the argument after, and I really want to know from a lawyer perspective what the argument is when you go right through the back of a player, how you're trying to argue that. But in any case, this is sent into a dangerous area. Baxter is well the position to deal with it, but Ristozi have found themselves set piece, a corner on the near side. Excuse me, no, it traveled over the touchline, not the end line. So Gonzalo will send it back for Javid. Good decision to send it all the way back across. Clapp connecting with Manuz. Here's Bryson Baker. No space to be had. Instead, able to keep his footing, and now there is going to be a cross into a beautiful area, and certainly that's one you might have thought would be buried. Schisler did great to find himself in a dangerous area. Take a look back at the service. Take a look at the opportunity to pull one back here in the 38th minute. Kennard was not thrilled about the space and time that Schisler had there, but consider it just a warning shot across the bow. No harm, no foul, and Kennard will send it to the far side. The wind starting to whip just a little bit more as we head to the tail end of this first period. Ristozi will have a set piece right on the midline. Yes, it is the APSL side, which is Spring Fall Amateur League, Regional League. Oh, this is over the top. Goalkeeper stays on the line. Oh, what a fingertip save from Kennard. You gotta love the audacious effort from Gonzalo to chip Kennard on the bounce. Here is a look at that long ball from Kenny Clapp, which almost caught everyone in the building, including myself, by surprise, but not Tanner Kennard, who did well to use his footwork to get across and make this fingertip save. And now the in-swinger. Into the mix. Ooh, not the strongest punch. And somehow Kennard has kept this one out of goal on the goal line. Not his most convincing punch in the wind, in the conditions, but he did well to respond to it and has made the save. Ristozi, been just a tough day in terms of finishing in front of goal. Here's Kennard's ball, well flicked on. Brian Graham's in the mix, so too is Clapp. It looks like this has taken a touch off of Clapp. Christos now have their own set piece inside of Ristozi territory. It's a corner kick again on this near side. Yeah, I think Ristozi relies heavily on a lot of college players. I don't think it's likely that they would come back to a fall, spring sort of action. I think they love to focus all their action on the 10 games of, or however many of the NPSL summer game. This is sent across, and so it works for them. Christos, I just don't think they're interested in paying UPSL kind of money and traveling. UPSL does tend to be on the more expensive side for amateur teams, but that certainly would be exciting to see. All about, I don't care what league it is. It's the pipe dream of all amateur Footy fans, oh, hold that thought. This is sent forward for Lucy. Morgan Lucy, square ball, top of the 6, and now Clapp is there. Counterattack started from nothing to something, and Ristozi have to find their way out. The pipe dream of all amateur footy fans to have all these teams just play under one banner, under one league, and instead of this alphabet soup of leagues we have. But I think one of the best things we have are these state cup tournaments that really do allow teams from different leagues to play against each other. Top of the 18, heroic challenge from Munez to stop another Christos attack. I think heading into the half with just the 2-goal deficit would be a massive boon. Ristozi just give themselves an opportunity to right this ship. Once you go 3-0 down, it's just kind of a deflating nail in the coffin feel. Here's Nichols back inside to Lucy. And Christos have found extra space on the near side. This is Baxter with a lovely ball across. Gielan thinks he was due a foul there. Isn't going to get it. Ristozi will keep this one going. Here's Munez into Javit. Down the line it goes. Well read again. This is Gielan. Gielan finally sends it over to Dragicic. Dragicic back to the young Nichols. Three minutes left in this first period, plus whatever stoppage we get. Here's Agbana, able to keep his footing. And Saunderson will take it from there. Here is Rainey. And certainly potential foul, but it looks like play allowed to continue. Rainey takes it well, keeps it alive, and has sent it across. Maybe just a little bit too much gas on the cross. And Ristozi will look to break. Oh, they've got Gonzalo. Great ball forward. Peter Gonzalo streaking into this 18 against Saunderson. Can he get it across? Yes, he can. Just behind Bryson Baker. You know, what would have been a massive connection. Instead, it's left to Francis Meyer to pick up the pieces. Meyer still going. Sends it across. Second chance for Gonzalo. We know he's got a massive climactic. Christos we're going to play out, and no success this time. There's a player down off the ball. It's getting quite physical down there. That's an opportunity for Ristozi to continue. Back inside for Toshi Davis. Agbana is back. There's another not called, and it's escalating in there. I think we got to call one, and finally it is going to be a set piece. Christos, and Belcher is the final recipient. I think there were 3 or 4 points of contact that any one of them could have been. But finally, Eli Belcher is the one who does get whistled, and looks like we are going to have a caution for the sideline here. Brian Graham is off. Looks like Ethan Belcher is on for Christos here in the final minutes of this first period. Fun fact, we got 2 Belchers, Belcher brothers, and coach, the father of the Belchers. So 3 Belchers represented in the Christos side right now. Meanwhile, for Ristozi, it's Bryson Baker to deliver a set piece of this first half. Trying to find deficit, but Kennard easily grabs this one. And he didn't connect cleanly with the punt out. We'll have to get some support from his teammates. This is Baker. Down the line from Javette. Baker. And forward it goes. And there's a player down well behind the ball. Looks like it's going to come back to the spot of the foul. Christos will have the set piece. 2 minutes minimum of added time as we plunge into the end of the 46th minute. Baxter, back to Rainey. Once again, Baxter going big in the direction. Oh, what a touch there. Final challenge from Nernica. Takes it off the feet of Justin Geelan, but what a touch this was. Take a look from Danny Baxter. Even better touch from Justin Geelan to find himself 1v1. It's always easy to play armchair quarterback, but you wish you got to see Geelan take that one on. First time, he certainly had an opening in front of goal. Across the face, unmarked at the back post. Saunderson, never a player you want to allow. But Ristozi with it forward. That's a poor pass. Behind. Needed a. And now Christos having their own problems connecting up top. That is going to be your halftime whistle. Christos, strong goals from Brian Graham and Van Danielson see Christos with the 2-0 lead. Thanks for make sure to hit the like button to get as many people watching as we can. Of course, subscribe to DMV Sports Media as we get into the spring. You won't regret it. We got lots of top-level matches coming your way here on the channel. Hit that subscribe button. It's totally forward to seeing you here for the second half. Thanks for joining us. Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to the Rowland Cup Finals here from Troy Park in Elkridge, Maryland. This is the latter portion, the second act of a match which has been all Christos in terms of the score sheet. An early goal from Van Danielson, followed by a score from Brian Graham, has seen the veteran side dominate, although Ristozi have had their chances. There were some good saves from Tanner Kennard. One pulled right off the line that seemed to bounce everywhere, but in the goal. But nothing has fallen their way. We'll see what this young side is able to provide in the second half. It will be Ristozi playing left to right, wearing their orange kits, white bottoms. Christos will play right to left, wearing all black. Here in the 112th playing of the Rowland Cup, which goes all the way back to the first year of the First World War, 1914, your first Rowland Cup final. Certainly a competition with a ton of history. And here we are down the line. There's Van Danielson. That's Gielan. And it looks like there's going to be a drop ball for the interference. It was Dragicic who had the drop ball. Back to Dragicic. Dragicic dumping it out of trouble all the way to Saunderson. There is going to be a set piece for the benefit of Ristozi this time, just inside of their own territory. Dronica will stand over it. And here we go, sent down the line. It's well squared, now knocked out. Ristozi will have to find their way out of their own corner. Excuse me. I'm turned around. This is Ristozi on the front foot. Francis Meyer is in the mix. And Almenez in support, well blocked by Correa. Is anyone else seeing the lag? I'm seeing good connection here. I'll turn it down to 720 if we're seeing any lagging. I'm not sure when that message was from, if it was from when we were just coming back from halftime, but just keep me posted. I'll take a look. Oh, I am starting to see. All right, we're back in action. Sorry for that. Just wanted to fix the internet settings. We took it down the bit rate, and I think we should be stable. When a bunch of people start using their phones at once, it can overwhelm the cell network a little bit. So we're using a mobile hotspot router. In any case, it's back down to the turf. Christos sends it forward. Correa able to run onto it. Correa takes the shot. Well saved by Keeler. You see the pace and the venom. That's why Correa was the difference the last time these two sides met, scoring the lone goal. There's a turn from Bryson Baker, well read by Van Danielson. Nichols goes down, and Ristozi will pick it up. Forward touchline. Clever skill from Davis. Back across. Here's the chance. Oh, that was a chip. I don't know if that was the right decision from that range. It will be a goal kick to come. Donik Elshani has stepped on to try to make an impact here already. He's found himself in some good areas. He's a player who has scored some big goals over the years. We are going to have the goal kick for Christos and Kennard. Looked forward after pinballing around. Bryson Baker will take over. And now the long ball sent into a dangerous area. Kennard able to wait and see it into the box. Musa Kande pulled off his run, and Christos will play from the ground. And Bana all the way back to Kennard. Immediately under pressure, but Kennard calm, cool, and collected. Danielson unable to connect that time with Correa. Now Musa Kande, central area. Here's Francis Meyer sending it off in the direction of Davis. Christos are able to drop back in and right the ship. Here's Spencer Hanks looking for connection in the midfield. Instead, Baker's there. And Keeler will start from 0 for Ristozi. Good run down the line from Schisler. Got support. Is there a return? I believe that was Javit, dispossessed by Rainey, who's had a tremendous match. Oh, it's forward. The flag stays down. What a connection. Correa all by himself, taking on the defender, and golazo. There it is. Chris Correa with the finish. There was one defender back who kept Correa on, and Correa, we spoke just a moment ago about how dangerous, how vertical his threat is. He didn't think twice that time. And now it is Christos, 3-0. That is number 16, Chris Correa, goal scorer. We'll take a look back at the replay. And it is 3-0 here. It's been all Christos. They started strong, and they have not looked back. They're the ones. Great ball from Justin Gielen, who has the assist to set up the young Correa. It is now the 52nd minute, 3-0 in favor of Christos. Good ball down the line. Javit runs it down, but it doesn't matter. The flag had gone. Appreciate it. BSO Kier. Dan McCleary, welcome. Sad to see you not in goal tonight, but glad to see you tuned in, supporting Christos. And thanks, Peter. When you get a chance, people, check out Midwest Media Network. Peter M. does a great job out there in the Midwest, putting together the live streams, the broadcasts. Has been a massive supporter of our channel, and we, of course, of his. Thanks for the kind words, Peter. Now it's sent forward. This is one of the best chances we've seen for Ristozi, but even better defending from Dragicic to shield this one back to Tanner Kennard. Right now, Christos' back line has been a tough shell to crack. Oshie Davis takes it down the line for Javit. Good service from Schisler. Can't beat the first man, though, and now Danielson will look for a way out. Well cut out. David Agbana pursued by Conde. This one has gone. Ristozi, they haven't dropped their effort level, and now it's a chance for an overlapping run. It was Ilshani trying to run onto that one. Still Conde. Back to Davis. Now into the 18 and away. Second ball falls kindly for Clapp. Oh, the deflection. Great score from Kenny Clapp. He put his name in the hat. Got a fortunate deflection, but the pace was there, the direction was there, and sometimes a lot of skill and a little luck can go a long way. Take a look back at this replay. Difficult one for Tanner Kennard to read this one off the deflection, but that's the way the game goes. And it is 3-1. Ristozi, you got to start somewhere, one goal at a time, making the tide turn. Will that be the momentum boost that changes this game? We will see. Challenge, but still in the mix. Here comes Nichols. Reggie Nichols able to slow this one down, and he has potential taker on the far side. Instead, still in the mix. Rainey now. Able to dish this one off. Moretta. Danielson. Back to Keeler. Keeler doesn't get quite the elevation he may have liked on that one, and Christos instead will just miss the connection. It trickles over the end line for a Ristozi goal kick. I hope everyone's turned this one off. Christos has been dominant for much of this game, but Ristozi finally found the goal back. They've been unlucky in so many portions of this game in front of goal, but have found a bit of luck and fortune to go with their skill. Really strong strike from Kenny Clapp, combined with the deflection, saw them mitigate or at least reduce the deficit from 3-2. Now Agbana will look down the line and instead now sees something in the 18, well defended by Baker. And forward, here's Dragicic in front of goal. Dragicic burying this one with that right foot. What a strike, what a finish. And it takes all the sails out of Ristozi as they were just getting their way back into the game. A tough pill to swallow, but a great finish for Anthony Dragicic, who really earned this one and absolutely buried it from inside the 18. Take a look back at this replay. 4-1 is your score. That's a great assist from Justin Geelan. Found a marvelous connection. Got to look one more time. Geelan, look at that skill in between the pocket of orange. Geelan deserves all the credit, or at least a lot of the credit. And of course, Dragicic for that finish. Absolutely marvelous. Ristozi not done fighting yet. They still got time. They never want to say never. Here is Toshi Davis looking upfield. Conde. Now the service, top of the 18. The second man is there. The flag comes up. It went wide, but that one wouldn't have counted. There was an offside somewhere in that mix, but see how dangerous this Ristozi side can be. It was Mateo Munoz who was involved in helping set up that attack. Now lumped forward, well won initially by Clapp. Forward for Musakande. Gonzalo on the near side. They tried to cut the line, but Agbana was perfectly positioned. And here is Richie Nichols dropping deep to help Christos get out. It's a tall clearance from Kennard, bounces over everyone, and here comes Davis, right down the line. Gonzalo lost his footing. Agbana thought he won the ball. May have had a case, but will be a set piece for the benefit. Well, he did win the ball This must be for the second shove on Gonzalo. Well, Davis will send it in. Kyle Saunderson mopping up, doing what he does best, and the counterattack could be on. Sent in the direction of Gielan, but oh, that's a poor clearance from Keeler, and it certainly could be problematic, but one time Christos not able to bury a chance as it fell. Those are the mistakes you don't see from players like Keeler and some of his teammates. I think this has not been Ristozi's best night, but there's still time for them to turn it around and try to at least put the pressure on Christos. Here comes Clapp. Pursued, and now it will be a set piece. Not a ton there, but we'll get the foul. What a tackle there from Nichols. Now Munuz looking for Mkande. Nichols was there, and forward we go. The connection is there. Peter Gonzalo hugging this near touchline. Can he get past the defensive first line to the end line? Javit, ball blocked, and it's on the line, still alive. Christos able to play out. Marvelous ball forward, and an even better turn. Correa still turning, but Munuz is there. Well, Francis Meyer. Meyer has a man on the far side, but the flag is up. And this play won't count. Whatever happens here, the flag is up. And it is going to be an offside going against Ristozi. Hey, what's up, Garrett? Random Aussie still watching in the work office way down there in Sydney, Australia. Great to see you, Garrett. I hope all's have been well. It's much better performance from Christos today. I saw your message, forgot to respond. This is much more looking like the Christos we've come to expect over the years. Ristozi, I think, certainly got a strong side as well, but they're just starting out. Again, this is a side that didn't really play a fall season, doesn't play fall spring so much. They're gearing up for mid-May in their NPSL side. And I was speaking earlier about this, why they don't do UPSL. A lot of their players are college players and just available for the summer. I don't think it would work out. They were in the Super League for several seasons. They got their start, went from Division II through Division I, and really that's where this rivalry kind of started. So one sent down the line. Van Danielson wins the throw. But as time went, it just became more evident they didn't have the ability to play those spring, fall seasons, commit for those many games when their attention is turned over to the summer game and the college players. So fair play. Everyone's got a different model and a different strategy, but we certainly enjoyed both these sides when they had their time in the Super League, and maybe we'll see a return of Christos and or Ristozi one day. But for today, it is Christos Ristozi in this Rowland Cup final. Christos have won the corner kick from the far side. Justin Rainey stand over the ball. Offed it up. Keeler whiffs. Gets some help from Meyer. And now this could be business for Ristozi. Toshi Davis has a man to his far side under Stravit, looking for a window, takes the shot on off the crossbar. It's still alive. Here comes Musa Kande. With a couple bodies in the mix. Back to Davis. Back down the line. Musakande flicks it across. Heavy ball across again. And the final effort from Bryson Baker just didn't have the venom to beat Tanner Kennard. 65th minute, and the score remains 4-1 in favor of Christos. Good day, mate, indeed. This one's down the line. Oh, here comes Justin Gielen into the waiting arms of Keeler, but that front three, Danielson, Gielen, and Correa looking dangerous as ever. Ristozi have to commit more bodies forward. Expect Christos to continue this vertical approach. Here is a poor ball out. Ristozi. We have a good run forward, audacious one, but Ogbonna does enough to marshal Meyer over the end line. Now we are going to have a switch. Ethan Belcher is in. Justin Gielen is off. He worked hard. He's earned at rests. Now Belcher will step on. Turned into a chilly night here in Oak Ridge, Maryland. Certainly for Ristozi's Rowland Cup chances have cooled off as well, but still got about 23 minutes and change, plus whatever stoppage. This is going to be a set piece in central area for Francis Meyer and Ristozi. Sent in on the ground. There's Manaz. Manaz will loft this one high to the back post. Kept alive, but it's going to bounce off the uprights, off the American football crossbar or post. And we've got a goal kick to come. Big boot upfield from Tanner Kennard. And it looks like Belcher will get his first opportunity to contribute over the top. Correa, strong challenge there, but whistled for the foul, and now it's going to be another Ristozi set piece coming out. Yeah. I thought it was more of a shoulder-to-shoulder thing, but this time you can see it's a nudge from behind. Just about kept alive, but now trickles over the end line. Into the 18 it goes, trickles just wide. Peter, I have to tune in for that one. Wisloka, Chicago, and Chicago Nation. I've heard of Chicago Nation. I have to look into Wisloka, Chicago more, but will you be streaming that? And if so, what time? On Sunday, I'd certainly love to tune in and check that one out. I had the pleasure of seeing Chicago Nation play when they came here to Leesburg. I got to cover some of those UPSL Nationals a couple of years ago. They were certainly a team worth watching, and I've seen them on your channel a few times, but would love to return all the support you've shown tuning in for my streams, and when you go live, I'd love to tune in if we're not already on a game. So selfishly, I want to watch that game. Down the line we go. It's Francis Meyer. Bobbing, weaving, trying to make something happen. There's just too many black shirts there. Ethan Belcher has found Danielson. Again set forward. Excuse me, that was Hanks. And now Clapp. Back to Menez. Menez runs out of options. There's an overlapping run. Is that just late? No, the flag stays down, but the ball does go into the waiting arms of Tanner Kennard. 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. What do you think? Central Standard Time, is that 1 hour behind us? So that would be 3 p.m.? I don't know, math is hard right now, but if it's 3 p.m., I think I should be able to tune in. Would love to catch that. Although I will be, I believe, doing some Super Soccer League broadcasts. Still can check it out on my phone. Good turn in the midfield. Ristozi will play it forward. Good ball from Gonzalo. Musa Conde's ball doesn't find any recipients, and Christos able to right this one with a clearance over the near touch. This is Menez. $5 p.m. Okay. Oh, wait, yeah, because I swear I'm not stupid. That makes sense. They're back. Gonzalo. Only as far as Dragicic. Just trying to exploit that mistake, but Keeler will have plenty of time to get his teammates forward. There's a booming ball to the far side from Keeler, taken out of the air well. Now the overlapping run is on. Schisler's there. Schisler, Bana, that's as well as anyone, and now it's all down to Francis Meyer to get it across. Meyer's ball is a good one. What a save there from Kennard. Kennard's positioning as good as it can be to get across goal quickly and stare down this point-blank header. Score remains 4-1. Kennard's ball over the top. Finds Correa. Correa battling with Kenny Clapp, and Correa comes out on top. Rounds his man, and it is going to be a foul. Correa has been excellent today. Take a look back at this replay. It seemed like his chest touch was a little heavy, but so quick to get up and get to it and draw this foul. Here's Dragicic with the delivery in the direction of Van Danielson. Danielson in the corner, and he's perfectly content. Take his time. It's an audacious effort. Try to find one of the two on-running Christos players, but wasn't meant to be. Agbana, another huge win. This is taken down by Andres Javit. Now Baker. Davis. And a cross. Oh, that's a poor clearance. Musa Conde was there, but he couldn't take advantage. It's going to be an offside. Just a little late on the delivery towards Belcher. Belcher knew and decided to let it go. Here's Dranica. Now, down the line we go. Ristozi have found these wide areas and have gotten some good crosses in, but just have not found that crucial touch in front of goal. Baker. Now Conde. Menez is in the mix. Here's Menez's ball. Whipped in, but tall task to beat Kyle Saunderson. Christos can get forward. Good idea from Belcher. Oh, and it may pay dividends. Chris Correa, with the form he's in, just send a ball in his direction. I don't mind that option from Ethan Belcher, but Ristozi have weathered the storm. Now it's Gonzalo back to Keeler. Keeler Dumps it away. First time, Christos seemingly first to everything, but there will be a hand going against Nichols. On the far side, Schisler has found his way into the 18. Sends it back. Oh, it's a late challenge from behind. And it looks like Ristozi have a lifeline. Points to the spot. Cool. Penalty kick for the challenge on Musakande. Let's take a look back at the replay. Didn't look to be the most contact, but yeah, that's just a bit clumsy at this point in the game. You know, when you feel that contact from behind, players are going to go down. Now we're going to have a set piece. Penalty kick from the spot. Andres Chavit. Kick taken off the crossbar. It's been that kind of night for Ristozi. Score remains 4-1. And it looks like this one has gone, so, excuse me, it's the offside flag, so we are going to have a kick coming out. Triple substitution should follow for Christos. There is Rhea. Now Ogbonna. Oh, lovely skill from Ogbonna. Gets some help from Danielson. Unlucky. Myra was right there. Now it's Nichols looking up top for Belcher. Belcher will continue it onto that far side. Well, left-footed strike is blocked. There's going to be, no, the advantage is given. There was a handball in the mix, but Ristozi might as well continue the counterattack. Down low and out wide. It's whipped across by Manuz. Second effort is a good one. What a finish. Well, Schisler, he didn't need a second invitation. Ristozi couldn't find their way in from the penalty kick, but doing it the hard way from the top of the 18. This half volley does find the back of the net. Great hit from Schisler off that half volley. 4-2 is the score. I believe that was Ricky Schisler. Was it? Hold on, let me look one more time. Yeah, 3. Yeah. That's number 3, Ricky Schisler with the goal. 4-2 is your score here in the 78th minute. Just about 12 minutes to play, and Ristozi found a breath of life. Can they parlay this into something more? Here's Musakande touching it down, but Saunderson able to make the clearance. Bana right back down the line. It's flicked again forward. Herrera gets it away. Now it's Keelan. Now Baker to Davis. Oh, can Clapp find Clapp. Had his man, Morgan Lucy, got the crucial touch. Take it off of Munez and over this near touchline. Christos will have the throw. into the 80th minute, just over 10 minutes and stoppage left to play. It's not inconceivable that he still could be in this game, but it's only the 10 minutes left to play. This is sent in the direction of Musa Kande. Well dealt with at the back. Gennard will send it away. Sisler to Baker. Flicked up and across. Urbana. Lucy, and now Ristozi will attack from this near side. They've got options in the middle. Clapp sends it across. Here's Meyer, who's been exceptional today, but runs into trouble yet again. The big ball forward for Correa. Correa, he's onside. He's 1v1 with Ternica. There's Correa. Can he get this one off? It's a good tackle from Clapp, who gets in just in the nick of time. Rio Noda has entered the match for Ristozi. And Morgan Lucy again making the crucial touch. This time it will be a Ristozi throw. Christos looked to make a couple of switches. Back to Menez. Here's Toshi Davis. Needs to get this one away. Too many black shirts there. Fortunate for Ristozi, because there were absolutely tons of black shirts around. Didn't seem like that one was coming to anything, but that final bit of contact has drawn the foul. It will be a set piece, an opportunity for Ristozi to pull something out. Andres Javit will take the responsibilities of this set piece delivery. There it is. Out of contact there. The follow-up shot, not a bad one. There's appeals from Ristozi, but appeals come to nothing. Here's a look back at the replay. Yeah, this always going to be a bunch of jostling and physicality on those set-piece deliveries, but not enough in the referee's eye. Weren't anything more. Correa will come off. Christos, what a match he's had. Absolutely monstrous performance and goal. Now, the first goal scorer for Christos is on to replace a young Correa. That is Van Danielson. It looks like Herrera is also off. Eli Belcher is on to help secure this one for Christos FC. Ristozi not done fighting yet here in the 84th minute. Sent back to Keeler. Now down the line, good separation from Danielson, but Christos right back down Jump Street. It's Morgan Lucy gets it away. Second runner almost found it. I believe that Danielson was off and he knew it. Let it go so that Justin Geelan could get onto the ball. Oh, it is a corner kick delivery from the near side. It's Richie Nichols. Send this one across. Nichols' ball heads to the backside. It's sent back across. Oh, what a second delivery. Saunderson was looming there in front of goal. Almost found his way onto it, and Ristozi have to just send it away. Ooh, Rainey, he lost his footing, but did so well to get right back up and prevent Ristozi from getting in behind. Now it's Bryson Baker challenging again. A huge clearance there. This time from Dragicic. Javit will switch the point of attack. First time delivery from Munez, and it doesn't bear any fruit. Goal kick in the 85th minute. Light challenge is sent forward. This is going to come back to the spot of the foul. Certainly a heavy challenge for Jernica. No card, but stern warning. And Christos will have another opportunity to send one forward. Good ball. And a second effort for Christos, buried. Shambolic at the back for Ristozi. I think a lot of miscommunication there, but Van Danielson, he didn't need a second invitation. Beautiful finish right in front of goal. And it's 5-2 for Christos FC. Take a look back at the replay. Credit Eli Belcher with this assist. The vision to take this first time out of the air after the partial clearance and find Danielson in space. Beautiful vision, and it has been all Christos. Credit to Ristozi for the fight, coming back and putting a couple goals and still continuing to fight, but you just can't see this match going any other way. Ooh, there's Tanner Kennard coming out and leaving no doubt. Love that from your goalkeeper. Oh, whatever the final score, this is another chapter in this Ristozi Christos derby. It's been all Christos this year. In the past, of course, Ristozi have had some big ones and was on quite a run, going back to the end of that Super Soccer League campaign when the last two times those two teams were in the league. Ristozi, of course, had several MDV Cups victories over Christos, but it seems like Christos have found their way up on top. It's always back and forth with some of these top teams, and we'll see if that continues. And perhaps in the future we'll get to see more Christos and Ristozi. These are the matches that you really get excited for, really top-level talent, top-level reputation and coaching, and I've certainly enjoyed this one tonight. Kennard with the high kick. Doesn't get a lot of distance, but does get some height, and that height does pay off. So sent back just outside of the reach of Gielan. Really poor right now. Ristozi just kind of kicking it away. That's not usually their identity, and I think we're going to see much different Ristozi come mid-May. But right now, this is what they've got. Sent forward by Lucy. Lucy, lovely little return pass to Gielan, who took it first time, and it was a little too close to Keeler, but I gotta love the attempt from those two players trying to That one touch back and forth connection play happened. Here's Javit. Turning back around now, Francis Meyer, who has been an absolute workhorse today in that midfield, sends it out wide. Toshi Davis working against Belcher. Toshi Davis still going, needs to get it away, will send it, and now the flag stays down. A great save from Kennard. Ristozi showing they still have some fight left up their sleeve. We're into the 90th minute now. See how much stoppage, if any, we get. But you can't imagine this result will be anything else but a Christos championship, if that is the case. I'll say our congratulations. For now, it's Javit with the strike, bending away from goal. And it will be a goal kick to follow for Kennard and Christos. Great to see you, Random Aussie. I'll see you on the next one. We got a game tomorrow night, Thursday at 9. I believe that is Los Toros and North Stars. Saturday, Gunners and Blazers at 8 p.m. And then, of course, on Sunday, we'll have the opening of the Maryland side of the Super Soccer League, as well as Virginia matches in the evening. And then next week will be the start of UPSL action. Lots to look forward to here on DMV Sports Media. This one's flicked forward by Davis. Ryu Noda, clever little Travella. Oh, the Travella was beautiful, but the finish at the back post just wasn't there. It's difficult to see that kind of delivery in and no finish, but I think it doesn't change the end result. Christos looking down that far side. We'll lump one forward. A lot of contact there between the two, but seems like no foul forthcoming. Here's Javit, dispossessed. Gielan has Burkholder now into the feet of Morgan Lucy. Lucy may have one himself. It's blocked by Clapp. Now Noda. Another tricky ball forward, and Christos will play on the ground from the back. It's into the feet. Rainey now all the way back again for Kennard. Clever step. This one, volleyball's around. Finally flicked up. And it should be won by Keeler. It is. Perhaps one final drive down the pitch for Ristozi to just mitigate this score line. Can they find something here in the final moments? Good ball over the top from Clapp. Davis is there, but so too is Ugbana. David Ugbana coming up big, loading it forward. Only partially cleared. Now back to Manuz. Manuz sends it outside, back to Davis. And the return pass just a little outside the reach of Davis. That is your final whistle. Christos are your 2026 Spring Rowland Cup champions in the 112th playing of historic Rowland Cup. Congratulations to Christos FC as they hold on victorious 5-2 over young Ristozi. Another chapter in this rivalry, and of course, we will stay tuned for the trophy presentation here on DMV Sports Media. We'll be right back with you. Hey, how's it going? Thanks for joining us here for the trophy presentation of the 112th playing of the historic Rowland Cup. Congratulations to Christos, our champions. Now I'll leave it with the one and only Fran McGrath to present these trophies. Honor the tournament. Congratulations to Christos FC, your 2026 Rowland Cup champions, bringing it back into the Christos family. Christos are Stewart Cup and Rowland Cup champions. Los Toros will take the MDV Cup, and that brings us to the end of our Cup season here in Maryland. We are on to the national and regional competitions. Of course, this competition will produce the Werner Fricker Regional participant, whereas the Stewart Cup will see Christos represent Maryland in the National Amateur Cup, which of course will allow them to play through regional level and potentially even on to a national level, where they have already been a national champion in the past. Let's see if they can bring it back again. Maybe a rematch with Los Toros in the mix if it were to be the Maryland and Virginia sides pairing up down the line. In any case, we'll look forward to seeing that competition and more, hopefully live here on DMV Sports Media. Thanks for tuning in here on the channel. We really appreciate your patronage. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss out on all of the spring matches we have here coming up over the next few months. And of course, make sure to check for all the extended highlights we put out after each match here live on extended highlights on YouTube, and then we will have short form Instagram highlights and more graphics to let you know when we're going live. Check us out on Instagram, DMV Sports Media. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Thanks, and have a good night, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to Christos FC.